Hey guys, so welcome to my Skincare Done Right series. In this series, I talk about some basic steps of skincare such as cleansing, toning, moisturizing. Previously, I have also made an in-depth video about cleansing and toning or essence, which I will link in the bottom box below. And in today's video, I am going to talk about moisturizing. Now, this is one of the steps that is really simple, but some of the people really misunderstand this step and either they forget about this step or they think this step is not necessary. So in this video, I am going to talk about all of that, including what is moisturizing, what are the types, how you should choose, why you should moisturize your face, some of the techniques involved in moisturizing. I'll also be delving upon common questions like what is day cream and what is night cream and what is the basic difference between them. And also two things that people sometimes confuse them as moisturizer. First of all, humectants, and second is facial oil. I am going to delve upon all of them, including product recommendations. So stay tuned till the end to know everything that you need to know about moisturizing. So hey guys, if you are seeing this face for the very first time, hi, I'm Moitri Haldar. I do post a lot of skincare content mixed with couple of content that I really like. So if you are into that genre, then do consider subscribing and hitting on that bell notification to get notified every time I upload. And do not forget to follow me in my social media accounts where I'm most active and you get to be a part of what goes into my videos, especially my Instagram where I do a couple of live sessions to answer back to all of your skincare queries. So without any further ado, let's just get ahead with today's video that is all about moisturizing. Now, moisturizing or a moisturizer is one of the most basic yet a very important step in your skincare routine. It goes after you cleanse or tone your skin and before you put your sunscreen or sleeping mask. Now, what does moisturization exactly does? Now, moisturizing or moisturization does many things, but one thing that is moisturization is known of is a term called transepidermal water loss. Now, transepidermal water loss is basically your skin evaporating water, and that can lead to a lot of dehydration, dry skin, in turn leading to a lot of fine lines, wrinkles, aging, dark spots, and all of the things that we do not want for our skin. So, preventing that transepidermal water loss is really important, and this is where moisturizing comes because it creates a barrier for your skin to evaporate that water much more slowly and efficiently. Now, it is one of the most important steps that you should do in your skincare apart from the actives and layering and treatments and toning. It makes sure that whatever you are putting underneath that stays there, and it also prevents the transepidermal water loss at the same time. Now, coming to the type, the moisturizer can be available in a lot of different forms such as your water base, your oil base, your heavy cream base, and even some of the gel based moisturizers. Following it up with the next question, how you should choose your perfect moisturizer. Now, choosing a perfect moisturizer is really a task and it requires a lot of time to first figure out your skin, second figure out your skin needs, and third finding the right moisturizer that will suit the previous two criterias. So first, know your skin type. So for example, your skin is oily or acne or combination. Second, choose your skin concern. Now, skin concern can be in form of if you have acne or if you have fungal acne, if you have rosacea, or if you have a lot of tiny bumps like comedons or whiteheads. And if you do not have any kind of skin concern to take care of, just make sure that you are sure what your skin type is. Then you choose any kind of moisturizer. So for example, if you are from an oilier skin background, you are going to look forward for an oil-free formula because that won't feel heavy on your skin, such as a gel type moisturizer or even a water-based moisturizer. If your skin concern is, however, acne, then you might go for a moisturizer that won't cause excess comedone. So you will go for a non-comedogenic moisturizer or even some of the moisturizer that does contain some kind of treatments in them. If you are from a normal skin background and you don't have any skin concern to take care of, you can go ahead and pretty much choose any kind of moisturizer out there. If you have dry skin, then you want to go for a heavy or thicker based creams or even oil based formulas. If you have dehydrated skin, then you might go for humectant rich moisturizer that not only will contain humectants but also will contain some kind of occlusives to seal off that humectants. And lastly, if you have sensitive skin, then you might go for stuff like sensitive skin friendly or even fragrance free or alcohol free. If you have fungal acne, however, I have made a complete dedicated video on fungal acne which you can check it in the bottom box below. You need to be very cautious if you have fungal acne. In my video, I have mentioned a couple of ingredients that you should look upon on your product. So you can see that video and choose your moisturizer accordingly. If you are from a combination skin, however, you need to choose a moisturizer that will suit you when you have a lot of dry skin problems, or one that will suit your oilier skin problems. Now, there is a common myth that alcohol in your moisturizer is really dehydrating. Yes, that is true to some extent. So if your skin is too much sensitive or too much dry, then you should completely avoid alcohol. But formulation of some moisturizer requires alcohol, and it does promotes in the overall formulation. So look for the alcohol to be on the last part of your list. If you are really liking the particular moisturizer, you do not need to toss it. You just need to find a moisturizer that suits you perfectly. Now, most of the moisturizer out there will contain a blend of humectants, occlusives, and emollients. Humectants will provide the hydration, emollients will soften the skin, while occlusive will create that barrier for that transepidermal water loss. Coming to the techniques, however, now there are a couple of different techniques revolving around moisturization. The first technique is your normal, just slap it onto your face and apply the moisturizer. This is the most common step, and it is the most known step of moisturizing. So cleanse your face, tone your face, apply any kind of treatment, and then seal it off with a moisturizer. The second technique, however, is a little bit complicated, but it is again very simple, and it is for all of those combination skin people out there like me. So this technique is something that I want to call as multi-moisturizing. So for people like us who have an oilier T-zone sometimes and drier cheeks, or have drier parts of their face, we sometimes require two moisturizers. One moisturizer will make sure that we don't feel oily around our T-zone, and the second one will make sure that we don't have any drier patches. The last technique has been really popular since like 3 to 4 years. That is called the 3-step moisture technique. This is a very simple technique. It requires a moisturizer, your humectant, and applying it on a damp skin. So first, dampen your skin either with the toner or the residue of a little bit of water after your cleansing. So on top of the damp skin, apply a little bit of humectants or any kind of treatments that have humectants. And lastly, seal it off with the moisturizer to prevent the transepidermal water loss and also prevent the humectants to work on the opposite way. If you are curious about humectants and how they work and what is hyaluronic acid, then you can check my video on hyaluronic acid. I go in depth about humectants and what they actually do and what they actually can do to be much more harmful for your skin. This particular technique is really beneficial if you have dehydrated skin. It can be pretty much done by any skin genre. Just make sure whatever humectants or whatever moisturizer you are choosing is according to your skin type. Now coming to the most common question is that what is the basic difference between day cream and night cream? So first of all, both of them are moisturizers and they do not have any kind of difference as such, but your day cream will be typically lighter than your night cream, and most of the times it doesn't contain any kind of actives which doesn't really goes well in sunlight, such as stuff like retinol. And your night cream, however, will be a little bit thicker than your day cream, because in the night time we tend to lose a lot of water and we do not want to let that water escape our skin, so we apply any kind of thick cream or night cream. And night cream typically has any kind of actives such as retinol or vitamin C or any kind of hydroxy acid to give you a little bit of exfoliation or that anti-aging feeling. And sometimes day cream does contain some kind of SPF factor. So if you are from an oily skin background, a product labeled as day cream containing SPF might be really beneficial, because sunscreen can be really moisturizing and you are applying moisturizer, and combining the two can be really heavy on your skin. So this is the reason why some people skip either their sunscreen or their moisturizer. So you can buy a product especially for the daytime which contains SPF and is moisturizing in a single product. That will make sure first of all you are moisturizing your skin and also giving you the sun factor, which is really important, because if you are not applying sunscreen, everything in your skincare is basically absurd. Coming to the next question is that can we use humectants as moisturizer? So stuff like aloe vera gel or Pond's Super Light Gel or any kind of gel based moisturizer that are really humectant based and they do feel really nice and really light on our skin does not gives you enough kind of hydration, especially aloe vera gel. I get a lot of questions regarding can we use aloe vera gel as moisturizer. To all of those people, my answer is no, because aloe vera gel does contain humectants. In fact, aloe vera is a natural humectant, so humectants as moisturizer is something that I don't really prefer. Humectants as moisturizer is really great if you live in a tropical climate, but even in the summers, most of us are surrounded with AC, and humectants can work the opposite way by sucking all the moisture from your skin. So just apply a good moisturizer. If you want to apply an aloe vera gel, then do my 3-step moisture method that I mentioned in my techniques part, and you can pretty much get the most benefit from your aloe vera gel and also your moisturizer. Now coming to the last topic, which is facial oils or occlusives as moisturizer. Now facial oil can be used by moisturizer. In fact, many people does uses facial oil as moisturizer, but facial oil is only an occlusive. If you think like that, you really need some emollients to soften your skin and give you that plumpy look. If you are not applying a lot of humectants in your products, you do need a little bit of humectants if you suffer from a lot of dehydrated skin. So humectants can be present in any form, such as your treatments or your toners or even some of the spot correctors. So if you want to use a facial oil, I would really suggest that you first moisturize your skin and then put facial oil. It will not only give you that glowy look, but also give your moisturizer and helping hand of being an occlusive and also preventing that transepidermal water loss beautifully. And this particular facial oil above moisturizer is really beneficial, especially in the night time. And if you follow this, you do not need any kind of night cream. Now just to summarize this video, first of all, moisturizing is really important. You should not skip it even if you have oily skin, because if you skip this step, your oily skin will produce more oils and that would lead to acne and other problems. So even if your skin is acne prone, you really need to moisturize your skin. Again, you do not need your P. acnes to feed on the excess oil your skin is producing and creating comedones, so it will really backfire. So using moisturizer is really important. Using moisturizer as soon as you cleanse your face on a damp skin, or as soon as you apply any kind of humectants or toners onto your skin. Moisturizer takes care of your transepidermal water loss by preventing the water to evaporate on a much lesser pace. Look for humectants, emollients and occlusive and a blend of these 3 ingredients in a moisturizer, because that will give you the optimum amount of hydration as well as moisturizing for your skin. Humectants as moisturizer is not really a thing, so stop doing that. So unless if you are in a tropical climate 24/7, absolutely cannot use humectants as moisturizer, because that will in turn dehydrate your skin. Day cream and night cream are basically just moisturizer, but the product labeling a day cream or a night cream can contain some kind of actives that goes really well in night compared to a day cream, which will contain some day safe actives such as niacinamide or some kind of sun factor. And lastly, facial oil can be used as a moisturizer, but I will really suggest that you apply facial oil after moisturizing to give your moisturizer a helping hand. Coming to the product recommendation, however, I have made a complete dedicated video on top moisturizer that are present in the Indian market, both fragrance and fragrance free. So if you are concerned about that, then you can check it in the bottom box below. I will link it down below. And also I've done on top 5 cleansers, toners, essence, serums, and also have done a complete guide on cleansing and toning in this Skincare Done Right series. I will link it all in the bottom box below. So let me know how you think. Like this video if you like my content. Comment down below if you have any other questions that you might have regarding this video. Share this video with any of your friends who might get a little bit of benefit by seeing this video. And lastly, subscribe to my channel, hit on that bell notification, and I will see you in Wednesday's video with my minimalist alpha arbutin review. So see you there. Bye bye and take care.